It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast on this Monday, December 11th, 2023. Coming to you in studio for a change, back home in Forest, Virginia, after a wonderful cruise on the Norwegian Escape and a rather difficult drive home, as yesterday I had to deal with weather and that was awful. A couple things before we get down to business today, and this is strictly from a letting folks know that would want to know. On Friday, we lost Nikki. She didn't want anybody to make a big deal of it, so I'm going to go with her wishes and not make a big deal of it. I will say that it was very difficult for me to drive around Jacksonville on the way home. I was privileged several times to stop and have lunch or dinner with she and Roger and enjoyed that immensely. Of course, she was a longtime viewer, listener, supporter of me and this channel, and I'll miss her. So, all right, headlines today. The ultimate world cruise sails. Damage discovered during dry dock. Cyclone forces another ship to sail south. A new dining experience on the Sun Princess. Celebrity changes Hawaii itinerary. And Phoenix Reisen chartered for an upcoming world cruise. That and a lot more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is National Mountain Day. Now, there are some of you that can't go out and enjoy a mountain, like live in places that don't have mountains. Some of you may be in a place that has mountains where it's going to snow today or tonight, like here in Virginia. Not supposed to get any snow here where I live, but the mountains around us could have snow. So in case you're not someplace that you can go enjoy a mountain, just pull up a picture on the computer and think, oh, that's lovely. I don't know what else to do. National Mountain Day. So if you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. All the big guys have it. TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Pod, any of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and here I am. All right, you can, if you're listening to the podcast, you can always jump over for the video feed just by going to the description of the podcast, and there's a link so you can do just that. Now, a couple other things in case you notice. Somebody might tell me if you can tell any difference in the audio portion of the broadcast, because in travel, this little shebangy thing plug got smashed. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's smashed in on one side. I don't know if that's fixable or not. That's to the headset. It don't fit into my computer now. I'll have to get a screwdriver and mess with it, and if I screw it up, I'll throw them away. Right now, they're ready to be thrown away anyway. So we'll see if I can fix them. If not, I had to actually pull out the big ass microphone which I haven't used forever. It's even got dust on it. So, anyway, let me know if the sound is different. I would appreciate that. All right. The top story today. Oh, by the way, the cyclone, we do have a story on the cyclone, but the Jasper cyclone weakened during the night last night to a Category 1 storm. You know, it was, I don't know if it ever reached Category 5, but it was 4 and expected to go to 5. That was on Friday. Anyway, it dropped back to a Category 1 during the night last night, but they're forecasting it to re-strengthen to a Category 2 or higher during the day today. So it's bouncing back and forth. So anyway, if you haven't hit that like button, smash the like button. I need lots of likes now. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. That helps the channel out a bunch. 150 away from about 1,000. So I didn't get as many over this past week as I thought I would, mainly because one of the few things I disliked about the Escape, the Wi-Fi sucked. And I did the shows okay, but I couldn't upload. I couldn't download. I couldn't do a balance load. I couldn't any load. So I was having trouble doing a lot of the extra things that I like to do. And like the podcast all week was a day late before I could get it up. It was awful. But anyway, all right, back to the lead story today, folks. I get sidetracked on all sorts of things. As a matter of fact, before I get to that, even, Hot Air Tom, I don't know if that was a sunset or a sunrise, but it's one or the other. Nice picture. And this is when Hot Air Tom was at the Tortuga Rum Company. That's in Grand Cayman. Now, this is a picture of the clerk ringing him up. Now, if I'm reading this correctly, that's a case of rum cakes and 2 more rum cakes. Now, the truth of the matter, that's the rum cakes there from the Tortuga. So the truth of the matter is Hot Air Tom took the case plus 2 back to the ship and got so drunk eating rum cakes that Cindy kicked him out of the cabin. That's the truth, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. Now, on to the top story today, folks. Yeah, I knew eventually I'd get there. All right, the top story today, guys. Serenade of the Seas set sail from Port Miami yesterday on Royal Caribbean International's Ultimate World Cruise. Why am I not on that boat? Featuring over 150 ports of call in 60 countries and 7 continents, the 274-night global voyage is also the company's longest ever cruise. Before returning to Miami in September of 2024, the unique itinerary includes visits to many different parts of the world, including South America, Antarctica, Central America, and the South Pacific. The global cruise is also set to visit New Zealand, Australia, the Far East, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, the Mediterranean, and Northern European, and lots more, sailing to 57 destinations that are new to Royal Caribbean and inclusive to the cruise itself. The Ultimate World Cruise allows guests to visit 11 great wonders of the world. Wow. I have no idea what that one cost, but it's sad that I'm not on it. I like Serenade of the Seas. I've been on Serenade of the Seas before. But yeah, that would have been. And there was one of the folks that I sailed with was hoping to be on that. I didn't hear if he actually was or not. All right. I'll be back with some more news after a quick word from one of our network sponsors. And the next story today, guys, has to come from Ambassador and a significant setback. Come on, tongue. In a significant setback for Ambassador Cruise Line, the Ambiance is set to remain out of service after unexpected damage was discovered during dry dock maintenance in Bremerhaven, Germany. The cruise line announced the Ambiance return to service would be delayed until early January due to issues with the vessel's prop shafts. As you can see from that picture, it looks a little dicey there. To address the extended maintenance, Ambassador Cruise Line controversially decided to swap itineraries between Ambiance and its other ship, Ambition. The unplanned maintenance has led to the cancellation and alteration of several December cruises, affecting over 6,600 guests booked on Ambiance and 800 on Ambition. If repairs proceed without delays, Ambiance is expected to return to the UK in early January for its grand round the world cruise. All right. Sad, but they're working on it. And another ship has reached the same conclusions that several have down south of the border, the south of the equator. Carmel Luminosa is sailing a 4-night getaway cruise, which departed yesterday. Just hours before embarkation, guests learned that the cruise would not be going to the planned port of call. The ship is based out of Brisbane, Australia, and due to the influence of tropical cyclone Jasper, will be unable to sail north as intended. Instead, the ship will sail south to a different destination, but guests have compensation and cancellation options. Luminosa will visit Sydney instead of Arley Beach. Now, unless you live in Sydney, that's, I think, would be a bonus. But then I've never been to Arley Beach, so I'm not sure if it's good or bad. But I mean, it can't be too awful going to Sydney. That's a lovely city. All right. The next story today comes from our friends at Sun Princess. The first of the new Sphere-class ships by Princess Cruises will debut a new dining experience during its February 2024 launch. Love by Brito will blend Brito's bold, colorful style of art with a curated menu by Master Chef Rudy Soderman into a new artistic-inspired experience on Deck 17 of the Sun Princess aft deck. The innovative new concept will offer a setting, artwork, and menu specifically designed to create an unparalleled dining destination, creating a boutique space for couples to immerse into a world of vivid color, bold patterns, and heartfelt emotions. You can tell I didn't write this crap. Transcending into a multi-sensory exploration of offering dishes embody that word, the artist's passions. This unique experience features a 7-course prefix menu costing $149 per person. For those of you listening to the podcast, that was a major eye roll from me. Love by Brito headlines what will be 30 restaurants and bars available on the Sun Princess with a dedicated focus on fresh cuisine and craft cocktails. Well, now that part's cool, but you will not find me dropping $150 for dinner. I'm way too tight for that. All right, the Celebrity Edge has reached out to guests about the May 7th, 2025 sailing. That's what I said, May of 2025 to alert guests, if anybody's already booked it into 2025, to an itinerary change removing a port in Hawaii due to the August 2023 wildfires. Well, we know about Lahaina, and we know the town of Lahaina will never get, it'll eventually get rebuilt, but that's going to be years. Another port of call has been extended into an overnight visit, but guests may be understandably disappointed at the switch, especially so far in advance when many things can change before the sailing date. Well, I agree with that. Celebrity says at the community in Lahaina, and that's in Maui, of course, Hawaii continues to rebuild from wildfires earlier this year. We have replaced our visit there with an overnight stay in Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. Now that's okay. I mean, Kauai's a lovely place. The devastating wildfires in August of 2023 destroyed the vast majority of the quaint town of Lahaina. Damage will undoubtedly take years to fully recover from. Immediately following the fires, many cruise lines removed Maui from their Hawaiian itineraries in order to relieve the strain on local resources as emergency need took precedence on the island. At the same time, however, the economic boost that every cruise visit brings to Hawaii can be critical to support recovery efforts by bolstering the local economy. While Lahaina may not be able to receive guests, Kailua is another popular cruise port in Maui, and some ships did switch their visits to that alternative port. All right. And finally, in the news, folks, the Phoenix Reisen is reportedly charting the celestial journey following a delay on Amera's dry dock revitalization. According to Shift and Chris Farton, the Celebrity Cruises vessel is set to take over the Amera's upcoming world cruise, which was scheduled to sail from Germany on December 21st of this year. Undergoing a major modernization project in Poland since September, the Phoenix Reisen ship won't be ready in time for the trip, the German website added. Chartered to replace Amera, the Celestial Journey is now set to offer the first leg of the 143-night itinerary. Don't know how many legs it'll be used for, but at least the cruise is going to get off the ground. Unlike several of those residential cruises lately that have failed to get started because they didn't have a boat. All right. Let's go see what's happening in the chat room. By the way, if you can hear noises in the background, that's my housekeeper working. She's running the vacuum. Can't stop her from doing that. Anyway, Hot Air Tom's with us. Good morning, Hot Air Tom. Mike's with us. Hi, Mike. Gretchen's here. Good morning, Gretchen. Dennis is here. Ken is with us up in Pennsylvania. Gretchen says, we will all miss Nikki. Yes, indeed. So sorry to hear that. My most sincere condolences to her family. Thank you, Dennis. Steve's with us. Good morning, Steve. Joanne's here. Cindy's here. Roger's here. Good morning, Roger. Feel good that you joined us, Roger. It was sunset and last night departing Grand Cayman. Okay, that was Hot Air Tom's picture that I flashed up. Before Hot Air Tom got in trouble with Cindy for getting drunk eating rum cake. Katie's with us on her lunch hour. Hi, Katie. What flavor do you buy when they have so many choices? I got the assortment, only $40 for a box of 6. Wow. I figured rum cake was rum cake. Emily's with us. Hello, Emily. Up in New York. Joanne's here. Happy Hanukkah to all that celebrate. I agree, Joanne. Let's see. Katie says hello to Roger. I know why Chillie Cruises is not on that world cruise. Dollar bills. Yeah, well, that's very true. Good heavens, I got home to 6 more disasters. The house is falling apart. So, got more things that have to be fixed. It's getting expensive too. Roger says people have been asking about donations. I called the PAH doctor office early this morning. No response yet. All right. Well, just let us know, Roger, anytime. I'm not even going to try to say that, Dennis. Um, anyway, that's a Hanukkah greeting for Joanne. Latkes and Sufgani. No, I'm not going to try. Trying to teach Chillie how to pronounce CH in Hebrew pronunciation. Lakam. Okay. I'm not even going to attempt, Dennis. I'll slaughter that one. Even worse than I slaughter Italian. Well, now we have an alternative to bad azopods. It's either pods or drive shafts. Yeah, a new problem. I don't think I've ever seen a shaft come, lose parts of the outside before. That was awful. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. It's a beautiful morning. Sonny's singing. I've heard Sonny sing before. Azimuth thrusters. ABB manufactures the defective one. Liminosa. Oh, no, Luminosa. I don't know why I said Lee. Luminosa. So sorry to hear about Nikki. Many prayers for the family. Thank you. I'll say thank you for Roger. I had no idea about Nikki. My thoughts and prayers extend to her family. And again, folks, her request was not to make a big deal out of it. And so I am very, very sorry to hear about Nikki. Yes, we will all miss her. Yes, indeed. Lahaina. Oh, I did say that one wrong. I said Lahaina. Lahaina. Okay. I'll buy that one, Lahaina. Taipei, Shanghai, Lahaina. Pulmonary arterial hypertension, PAH or PH. Yep. Arterial, yes. CH is like cat with a fur ball coming up. The song To Life. I'm from Fiddler on the Roof. Tennis, no. But love some folks who celebrate. Yeah, me too. I had that was one of the things I liked about my years in Pittsburgh. I worked for a company that were of the faith, and they would invite me to some of their holidays. So I really enjoyed it and learned a lot. I never could come up with the Hebrew words in those days. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, I'm home. I'm home now until the 28th of, probably the 26th when I leave here of January. So a long stretch at home for the holidays. And I'm going to be working on promoting some cruises and doing some other things. So, and yes, Hot Air Tom got to create some cash. So, anyway, that's in my future. So, Anyway, that's going to wrap it up, guys. I'll be back same time, same channel tomorrow. And of course, I hope all of you join me back again. It's good to be home. As much as I love to cruise and as much difficulty as I had driving yesterday, man, the weather was brutal all through parts of South Carolina, all through North Carolina. I had one little window in there of about 45 minutes. It didn't rain. And right after I crossed the state line of Virginia, it started up again. So yeah, it was not a pleasant drive yesterday. Saturday was okay, except I got tired. I'm just not that Orangeburg, South Carolina is the perfect halfway point if I'm going to Port Canaveral, close to halfway if I'm going to Tampa. I don't know what I'm going to do if next time I got to go to Fort Lauderdale or Miami. Probably go back to looking at airlines. Maybe I'll do that for this next Port Canaveral. But once you fly to Port Canaveral and then pay for a transfer, and again, I've got to have a wheelchair accessible transfer, so they're going to cost me extra for that. And then a hotel if I go in the night before, and compare that to 2 nights in a hotel and gas mileage, although it was nice paying, under $3 a gas for gas this trip. I had some of it at $2.79, which was the lowest I saw, but I actually bought 2 tanks at $2.79. The other one was $2.99. So all 3 of the tanks of gas I put in my car were under $3. So that was good. But anyway, I'll do some looking at that this week, and I've got researched several cruises for folks. One to Iceland and Norway, and Alaska that I'm hoping to put together for June. That Nate's working on because I was having difficulty booking because I've never done that before and booking a group. So Nate's working on that for me, and hopefully I'll have some information on that shortly. So at any rate, that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. I'll be back same time, same channel tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. And thanks for being here, guys. I'll see everybody tomorrow. That's it for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. Love all you guys.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.